morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yeah, the beautiful reminder of choice that you have. Yes, we always have a choice. Write that in your notes. I always have a choice. And what is the choice that you have? Well, the choice is choosing your thoughts. Remember, everything is fundamentally meaningless. Everything. What's happening in your life, somebody says, what somebody does, what you've done, all of it's fundamentally meaningless. And what's beautiful is you've been given the gift to give meaning to all of it, no matter what it is. And what's beautiful about stepping into that power, which is your greatest power, you're able to lead yourself onto a frequency. See, that's a vibratory state. And that frequency, whatever it is the attractive force in your life. Now, again, let's tie into this beautiful principle being shared with you. A principle that was shared by William Shakespeare. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And how that principle, if used rightly, can help you to go anywhere you desire, to accomplish things that many people seem and see as impossible. See, that's what you have access to. That's what you have available to you. Remember, it always starts in the mind. Write that in your notes. It always starts in the mind. Type that in the comments. It always starts in the mind. And when you have beautiful control over what's happening in your mind, you control your life. Wow, it's so incredible. You're incredible. And that's what we're wanting you to see. See, that's what we've stepped into learning from our coach and mentor, Bob Proctor. I did that going into that myself, and so did Dolly. And together, us being students of Bob and using what he shared are able to be here with you, sharing this with you. And again, that's what we're wanting you to experience in your life. But now, remember though, as we go through this knowledge, it's important to understand that knowledge is not power. It's important to understand that gathering information does not change the outcomes of your life. The only way that what we're sharing with you will change your life is if you're using it in your life. See, you've got to apply it. There's got to be that movement in your mind, of which that movement needs to be with this information. Now, what have we been studying? We've been studying this beautiful gem here, the Master Key System. If you don't have a copy of this, get a copy of it. If you like this exact copy, then get this exact copy from Amazon so that you can read along with us page for page, underline, take notes, then apply. Yes, you must study. Yes, you must read it. But the most important part is you must apply it. So apply it as if your life depends on it. You know why? Because it does. Now, also make sure that you have a goal card with you. Make sure that you have this with you and you've made it important. Remember, though, that you don't manifest what you've written on the goal card. You don't manifest what you put on a vision board. You don't even manifest affirmations. What you manifest is how you feel about these things. You manifest the feeling associated to these things. Okay? Now, as we get ready to step in, my reminder for those of you who are here because you came into the Lionsgate portal and have been granted access to these wonderful calls, keep in mind that tomorrow will be the last day for you to come into this without a subscription. So my recommendation for you is if you've loved what you've been hearing here and you've been inspired from what's being shared, then do yourself a favor and go ahead and register for this. Subscribe to it. And the way you can subscribe to it is by going to elevitality.com and registering for mind, or just reach out to us and we'll send you the link. Or you can actually, click on the link that we provide you here in the chat to go ahead and register. You'll thank yourself later. All right. Okay. So with that, let's go into where we are in this beautiful book, part 20. And part 20 is a big deal. Matter of fact, all of it's a big deal. And the page that we're on, by the way, is 327. Remember, this will help you to deliver the change that you seek. It'll help you to accomplish what you would love to accomplish. Maybe one of those things, by the way, that you would love to accomplish and make a material fact is maybe you'd like to start a business, live a different lifestyle, or maybe even join us on the retreat that's coming up in September. That's going to be an amazing, beautiful event. Well, if that's what you would love to do, use this. Use what we're sharing with you. Make it important. And you know what? Next thing you know is you'll be there. You'll be with us enjoying that beautiful retreat and excursions. So again, part 20. This part tells what, I should say, the true business of life is and the result. It shows that we can obtain no results as long as we remain oblivious to the only power there is. An understanding of the principles, forces, methods, and combinations of mind and its relation to the universal mind. See, he's talking about opening your mind to understanding that there is a cause, and that cause for everything is all in mind. It explains that the universal can act only through the individual. Remember, the universe is all there. Everything is already done. The way for you to deliver this is already here. The way for you to accomplish whatever it is already here. All the stuff that's in the room you're in right now that was made was already here. Think about this. We've always been able to fly. 1,000 years ago, we've always been able to fly. The way to fly has always been here. That'll put you in a rabbit hole big time if you dive into that one. See, what it took was someone's desire to fly to discover the how to fly. That wouldn't have happened hadn't the Wright brothers locked into the idea. Remember, the paradigm at the time, in other words, the belief, the habits within society were heavier than air, things can't fly. That you can't do that. It's not happening right now. Oh, yeah, well, that's the way that it is. Everything that you see in the physical world at one time was not there. But once it went into the mental world of someone, then it was externalized. Well, it's the same thing for you. Change your income, want to change your lifestyle, want to change the home in which you live, the car in which you drive, people you associate with. You can do it by locking into the idea. See, this is exactly how I'm going to Paramount Studios next Tuesday. I had to see it in my own mind. I had to build it into my own mind first. And then I had to be loyal to the idea. And now there's a meeting happening. Now think about that. The universal can act only through the individual, and you are the one that gets to determine how much of the universal flows to and through you. It shows that we are the channel for its activity. Write this in your notes. I am the channel for the activity of the universe. I am the channel for the activity of the universe. that is within us, that we are it. Now, I'm going to go over this again. It explains that the universal can only act through the individual. It shows that we are the channel for its activity, that it is within us, that we are it. See, this is you. The universe can only act through you, that you are the channel for its activity, that it is within you, that you are it. We can, of course, fail to recognize it and so exclude it from our consciousness. But if we will nevertheless be the basic fact of all existence. Now, I read that wrong. Let me read this again. Okay. We can, of course, fail to recognize it and so exclude it from our consciousness, but it will nevertheless be the basic fact of all existence. See, that's the proper way to read that. Now think about that. It is the basic fact of all existence. In other words, the universe, it flows to and through you. Bob Proctor would share this. The law operates regardless of whether or not you are knowledgeable or ignorant of it. See, if you're in ignorance of it, fine. You're going to be a slave to whatever happens to you, to whatever's going on. But if you work with it, if you become aware of it and start to use it, boy, that changes the game tremendously. And that's what we're wanting you to see. Now, again, really grab onto what I'm saying here. Look at your results. What are they? They're nothing more than the expression of how you've been thinking. You know, your results right now, they really don't matter. Why? Because what matters is how you're going to think now to determine a new result. But if you don't change how you're thinking, then guess what? The results are going to stay the same. See, again, you notice how it's all inside of you. So the basic fact of all existence, which is that thought is where it starts, is going to be there regardless of whether or not you're knowledgeable or ignorant of it. So here, we're inviting you to be knowledgeable of it. It tells of inspiration, the art of adjusting the individual mind to that of the universal, the art of becoming a channel for the flow of infinite wisdom. That is what's coming here in part 20. To help you to see this, to help you to see that power inside of you, of which the previous chapters have done as well, I should say. But see, again, you get to dive into this and get a deeper understanding of it. Now, before we proceed into what's next, for those of you who are watching this live stream, and if this is resonating with you and it's connecting with you, I highly recommend you go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind, which is what this is, so that you can have access to the remaining calls and also to the recordings, which are amazing and incredible too.